Hello, I'm Sarah the Gallifreyan Ravenclaw. So I did warn you my videos were going to be less regular at the beginning of this year, certainly. I've just been busy with work. So I'm still wanting to do the reviews of the 60th and Church and Ruby Road. I know that, but I thought I'd do a quick theory video now and then. As reviews are still coming, just probably not for a few more weeks. So this is something that, to be fair, I was thinking before Wild Blue Yonder had even aired. So I'd rewatched every single part of the 60th within days of their broadcast, and all the Unleashed, the video commentary, the YouTube videos, or everything. So I noticed this and kind of assumed it would be explained in the next two episodes, and it was kind of touched on in Wild Blue Yonder, but never given an explanation. So I'm sure the title or thumbnail has given this away. The Metacrisis memories that both Donna and Rose had. Just a quick side note while editing, I realised I just say Rose both times, whether I'm meaning Rose Noble or Rose Tyler. So hopefully I've not caused any confusion. I'm just going to leave them say I might caption the odd one, but just hopefully you're not confused which Rose I'm on about at different points. I probably should have thought of that ahead of time and not just said Rose for both of them. But hopefully you can figure out which one I'm trying to mean at the time. And I'm not talking about the sort of 2 minutes when they were the Dr. Donna and whatever you want to call Rose at that time again. I mean before and a bit of after. We'll start with the before, because there's an obvious discrepancy here, which you might not have known if you haven't seen the behind the scenes YouTube videos. So here's a still from it, which explained that dog-looking teddy was, as I suspected, Carvanista. So I had wondered if that dog was Carvanista, but had dismissed that and gone, oh, it's probably just some character from Classic I don't know about. But this video confirms by the set people it's supposed to be Carvanista. Now obviously, in real life, that's fine, they've just watched New Who. But how does Rose know who Carvanista is? So this is based on the assumption that, like, in the back of their heads, in like their subconscious, both Rose and Donna remember all the Doctor's memories prior to the Metacrisis. So this is obviously kind of confirmed by the fact that Rose chose that name to rename herself. Like, she clearly has some memories if she liked the name Rose, for instance. There was something in the back of her head about a rose, which obviously, when the Metacrisis happened, was a companion that the Doctor clearly still cared a lot about. You just need to watch the Stolen Earth Journey's End to know that. He just spent 2 series fawning over her, despite having new companions, and having the one before where he was fawning over her with her. So, at this point in the Doctor's timeline, when the Metacrisis happened, Rose was one of the most important people in his life. Donna would be the other one, and Rose wasn't going to name herself after her own mum, was she? So, of course, Rose was the name she chose, because of the memories that the Metacrisis had left in her head. They basically have the exact same memories as the Metacrisis Doctor who lives with Rose. Up to that point, they have all those memories. Yes, they're just like, they get them in dreams and stuff, but they do have them. But Carvanista was, well, from the Doctor's perspective, over 1,000 years later. All the other ones are either ones Donna met, like the Ood, or ones from before her era. So, like the Weeping Angel, like the Beast. But that's fine because the Metacrisis Doctor remembers those. But Carvanista was later. There is technically the argument of, well, he was a Roof Doctor companion, So that's pre 10th Doctor and Donna, in chronological order of the Doctor's timeline. But then that implies that Rose and Donna and the Metacrisis Doctor know the memories that are in the fob watch, which causes more and more issues. If the Metacrisis Doctor knew the fob watch memories, that would have been mentioned. So you can't really use that as an explanation, because that would just add more problems and not fix them. So Carvanist is the obvious before one. So if Rose has spent her entire life dreaming of all these Doctor's adventures, and that's how she knows the Ood and the Weeping Angels and the Beast, fine. But Carvanista is the outlier there. There may be some others. I haven't exactly paused and gone through every toy and worked out if any others are ones from there, but all the ones they explicitly showed and explained who they are supposed to be are ones that either Donna met or have appeared before Donna's era. Because there's no way that the Metacrisis Doctor who lives with Rose would know who Carvanista is. So how does Rose? So that's a continuity mistake at least. And obviously we see this very early on in the Star Beast, when she has just met the Doctor for the first time, but that was literally just when they watched the ship crash together. She didn't know who he was, certainly consciously, and she'd already made it and it was on her website and everything, so there's no way she only invented the Carvanista one since she watched the spaceship crash, because we see it relatively soon afterwards, and by the fact Donna's commenting on the Meep being her new one, she'd have noticed if there was an actual new one next to it. So, okay, now what about things that are in the after? So, obviously, Donna still remembered everything from her travelling with the Doctor, all those memories he'd suppressed from her. But has she got anything more? There have been people suggesting she's smarter still in the later episodes because of her memories, like she was the one who solved the music thing. But that's probably more just she's older, she's got more experience in life, and certainly once she got all her Doctor memories back, all her memories from travelling with the Doctor back, then she actually had more life experience. But I wouldn't disagree that there may be still some traces of the Doctor. So the only time I can think of when they actually mention it is in the end of Wild Blue Yonder, when the Doctor asks her if she does know about like the Flux and the Timeless Child, because obviously the Not Thing, her, said it remembered seeing that in his memories in the 2 minutes when she was the Dr. Donna again. And she says about it's in her head, but it's like a fire to look at, so it's sort of at the back of her head and she can't access it. But is she lying? Because her explanation on how the Not Thing her knew was big alien brain, it could see all that stuff. But actually it didn't say that that's what it was doing. It said it remembered seeing it when it was the Dr. Donna. Obviously it was lying because it was pretending to be Donna. But is that actually the truth? Does Donna actually remember seeing some of what the Doctor had been through in the last 1,500, 2,000 years since they last saw each other? Some of the timings have been a bit weird. There is a line that does hint that Donna does actually remember more of the Doctor's time without her than she gives away. At the beginning of Wild Blue Yonder, when the TARDIS runs away, she tells him to use the sonics to get it back, which he points out was in the TARDIS, or to whistle it back. Now, the only time I'm aware of, in certainly New Who, that the Doctor whistles for the TARDIS is in the Capaldi era, which obviously is after Donna. So there is no way she would know that. So unless that was something in like classic, and it was the Doctor said it once when they were on an adventure we never saw, something like that, unless it's actually been done beforehand, how does she know you can whistle for the TARDIS? Unless she did see more of the Doctor's memories than she admits to him. I'm not saying she does actually remember it. That would cause her brain to explode. That's quite canonically of humans cannot retain that many years' memories. That's the same with a shielder, for instance. But did she see more and actually remember kind of what she saw? Like, it flashed before her eyes, and she just saw the odd bit, and would actually now, like, recognise the 12th Doctor if she bumped into him in the street. But then at the end of the episode, she also said something which I know in the consents was actually just setting up for the next episode. But she says about, why don't you try something new and have a family? My instant response to that was, that wouldn't be new. Even if you're not counting, like, Susan and the Doctor's children in the past, which she does know about because he told her about in The Doctor's Daughter. But he's had families since knowing her. The Ponds is the obvious one. They were literally his wife and her parents. And he quite regularly just went round when they were having their human life. They said they had their 2 lives. He was quite regularly just turning up and visiting. He went and had Christmas dinner. He just went and visited. That was having a family. He'd then take him off for the odd adventure, but how's that very different to how 14 ends up at the end of the giggle anyway? So it wasn't a new thing. That may just be Russell forgetting things that have happened since his era again. Like, I think everyone's aware that Russell claimed that Ruby was the first person to walk around the TARDIS outside after going inside for the first time. Victorian Clara. So he may just be forgetting things that happened since his era again, but who knows. But then obviously also in the giggle, she didn't know the stories of the puppets. She was literally like, is that true? So if she had seen flashes of, like, the Doctor's life since, she'd know that kind of thing. But she didn't, because obviously companion deaths and departures are big things. The Doctor always says about they never forget anyone. So if Donna had seen, like, his memories on fast forward when she became the Dr. Donna again, then she would have seen that. Because it is obviously possible when she was the Dr. Donna again for a few minutes, she sort of had, by the fact she was with him, she had a psychic link and saw all those memories as well. But then, if she saw all those memories as well, why doesn't she know about them? She knows some things and not others. Not knowing the deaths of the companions, yet knowing that you can whistle for the TARDIS, seem very, why would you know that minor thing and not those major things? Because I don't believe anyone prior to 10 ever whistled for the TARDIS, certainly not on screen. Correct me if they've ever did it in Classic, but I don't think anyone did it, certainly prior to 10. I think Capaldi's the only one who's ever done it. So I don't really have an answer for this. This is more the problems, and if anyone has any other theories on how Donna knew that and how Rose knew about Carvanista. If Donna does have the memories still just, like, hidden in her head, then it would make that bit that I'm going to admit I'm still not a fan of, the weird line, I'll say properly in my review, but it will make that bit less weird. Of sort of, they're just hiding the memories to stop them killing them. But they could still be accessed, so, like, the Doctor or unit could actually use some alien technology to remove them entirely from them. Whereas the Doctor just sort of locked them away in Donna's head before. So do things slip through from those memories? Like, Donna knew about the whistling, but major things like companion deaths didn't slip through? And did they update when they regenerated? I think is the only word to really use there. And she then went full Dr. Donna. Did they get some sort of telepathic link? Certainly by the fact the Doctor was literally in the same room as Donna and not too far away from Rose. But how did Rose know about Carvanista? Does she have remnants of the fugitive Doctor's memories? Does she have the Fobwatch memories the Doctor doesn't even have? Or have they been regularly updating every time the Doctor's been on Earth? Has it been a psychic link any time the Doctor's been literally just in the UK? It's been updating, so Rose knew about Carvanista since the 13th Doctor last was on Earth after having met Carvanista, which was when Dan's house shrunk. So that was probably over a year earlier. So if you have any theories, please put them in the comments, and do let me know if I'm mistaken and any other Doctor did whistle for the TARDIS. I'm not counting extended media, but if they did in like a Ninth Doctor story, so do let me know if I am mistaken about anything like that. But otherwise, theories in the comments. I am still going to make a few more videos, but I've got my community posts going up, and from the 1st of February I'm starting something new on the community posts, so get ready for that. But other than that, thank you for watching. Bye.